John had always been an outsider in his high school. He had a disability that left him unable to walk, and while most of his classmates ignored him, others went out of their way to make his life a living hell. John's love for basketball was the only thing that kept him going. He knew he was good at the game, and he never let his disability get in the way. However, his teammates didn't feel the same way. They resented John for slowing down their plays and often excluded him from practice. One day, John was practicing at the basketball court during his lunch break when a group of students from another school showed up. They were bigger, louder, and more aggressive than John's classmates, and they immediately singled him out. They mocked him, called him names, and laughed when he couldn't catch the ball. John's teammates, who had always ignored him, joined in on the bullying. They made fun of his disability and pushed him around. John was hurt, but he refused to let them see it. He kept playing, hoping that he could prove them wrong. But then something unexpected happened. One of the bullies went up for a dunk, and the basketball hoop fell on top of him. He broke his leg and was rushed to the hospital. The other bullies panicked, leaving John and his teammates alone. At first, John's teammates were relieved that the bullies were gone, but then they realized the gravity of what they had done. They had bullied someone who was vulnerable and different, just like the bullies had bullied John. They felt ashamed and guilty, and they knew they had to make things right. They helped John up, apologized for their behavior, and promised to treat him with respect from that day forward. They even invited him to join him for lunch and asked him to teach them some of his moves on the basketball court. John was hesitant at first, but he could see the sincerity in their eyes. He agreed to forgive them, and they all left the basketball court as friends. But the story doesn't end there. The bully who broke his leg was out of school for months, and when he finally came back, he was a changed person. He apologized to John and his teammates, and he even helped them win their next basketball game. He had learned his lesson the hard way, and he didn't want anyone else to suffer like he had. The incident had a profound impact on the school. People who had never noticed John before started talking to him, asking him about his life, and including him in their activities. The basketball court became a place of unity instead of division, and John finally felt like he belonged. In the end, karma had a way of making things right. John's bullies learned the hard way that bullying someone just because they're different is never okay. They learned that people like John are just as valuable as anyone else, and they learned to respect and appreciate him for who he was.